Okay. That welt on Joanna's head, she's starting to look like one of those aliens from Star Trek, like with that thing on her forehead. She's starting to look like this dude right here. Look at that. Look at that thing on her head. Man, her forehead is bad.
Looking a little bit like a rhinoceros.
Scary looking. Did you say rhinoceros?
Yeah.
Like it's a dinosaur? It's rhinoceros.
Same thing, man.
Rhinoceros sounds like some sort of dinosaur. It's rhinoceros.
Potato. We always get into this.
You call it rhinoceros? Okay. Welcome to the show. It is Ringside Report MMA. Tonight, we preview UFC Vegas, Hermansson versus Vettori. We'll give you some picks. We'll give you some winners. We'll recap what happened last weekend in the UFC. And what's next for Mike Tyson? Did he fight high? Ringside Report MMA starts right now. I told you I wasn't lying. It starts right now. Where are the guys? Guys, what's up,
Did
dude?
he fight high?
What's up, homie?
Yeah,
I think the better question is if I'm doing this show high.
Oh, is that a better question?
My vote is probably yes.
I'm gonna say probably yes. I'm gonna say 2 out of the 3 guys are high right now, and I'm not gonna say which ones. I mean, AJ, you never know with that guy, so we'll see.
AJ is always high.
I'm on the roids. I'm on the roids, man.
AJ's on all the gas. AJ's gassed out. So Mike Tyson fought last weekend. The fight happened. AJ and I watched it. If you didn't see the watch along, you can check it out right now. It's on our YouTube channel. A lot of people are joining us on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook. As you all are joining us right now, thank you for subscribing. And don't forget to click the bell when you subscribe, especially if you're clicking the bell there on YouTube. Get those notifications every time that we're on. That way you know when we're on, because last Thursday we didn't know we were going to do this Mike Tyson show. And on Saturday, AJ and I were talking, and we decided, hey, we're both watching this thing. Let's watch it with all of you. Let's watch it with the Ringside Report universe. And let's do a watch-along, and that's what we did last Saturday. It was a little too late in the night for Fred. What happened, Fred? You didn't come on the watch-along for the Mike Tyson fight. Did you watch it live, or you watch it Sunday morning?
I watched it live, man. I was vegged out, man. I mean, come on, man. That's way too late for me. Plus, I bought 2K. I bought 2K21 golf that day, so I was playing like a lot of golf on my Nintendo Switch. So. That's what it is.
Johnny was on, honest. Nobody wanted to come on our show, man. We should get like one of our fans to come on. That's what we got to start doing. It'll be fun.
AJ, some random guy. This? Can you believe this? Fred was watching the fight live, and he chose not to join the watch along with us. He's like, I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna play Nintendo.
Fuck those guys.
I'm gonna play Nintendo, and I'm just too sleepy.
I was watching Better Call Saul with my girlfriend, probably like until almost 11, and she went to bed, and the show had already started. So I just like watched it alone, man, and I played some golf at the same time, man. Sorry.
It's a good thing you got fixed, Freddie, because I understand Saturday.
It's a way for me to renegotiate my contract, man. I'm playing hardball here.
I'm sure you got
my agent if you want me here.
Wow, Fred is like really playing hardball with the Ringside Report team. We get Fred
but you could have at least
Thursday nights, and that's
some
it.
Message.
Hey, AJ, we get him Thursday nights, but for the weekend stuff, maybe for a UFC pay-per-view. Fred, will you be joining us for the UFC 256 watch-along that we're doing next Saturday?
You got to talk to his lawyer.
When is it? Like in 10 days there? Yeah, I should be there, man.
No, there you go.
Yeah, I'll be there.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, hold on a sec. Not unless Legault decides to cancel everything. He's canceled Christmas now. God knows if he doesn't cancel our show, because technically, like, we look like we're too close to each other.
Don't worry. We're doing this at a distance. This isn't a rassemblement. This is all fine. We're not assembling. This isn't, we're all at a distance. I'm in a room alone right now. We're all together, but separate. And that's how we'll be watching the UFC on Saturday night. Guys, I'm hyped for Saturday night because I've been killing it on the picks.
What?
Right? Have I not been killing it on the UFC picks?
Except for boxing. I was 3-0, but let's remember that.
Yeah, boxing, I don't know. But UFC, man, I'm telling you, I've been crushing it. Last week, I gave you an underdog and a slight favorite in the women's division, right? I gave you I said Rachel Ostovich should be a way, way heavier dog than she was, right? She was like an underdog, but it should have been like bet the farm on Gina Mazzani, and she just destroyed Rachel Ostovich. TKO in the third round. Ostovich was not in the fight. No, I know you're going to say you got to give it to her. You like saying you got to give it to her even if somebody gets knocked out in like 25 seconds. You're like, for the first 10 seconds, they looked really good. No, she was destroyed. She was not in that fight. She put Mazzani in no trouble at all. So I told you that was going to happen. I also had another underdog pick with Norma Dumont-Viana over Ashley Evans-Smith. Norma Dumont-Viana was the underdog. And I'm going to give you one favorite tonight that is a favorite, but is a lock. Guarantee 100% this guy is going to win on Saturday night. Lock, loaded, go with it, okay? And I'm going to give you picks for the main and co-main event, including one underdog pick. So I've got my picks ready, and I sent you guys a text. When did I send that to you? What, Monday night, Tuesday night? And I was watching Jamal Hill fights.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Jamal Hill's fighting Ove St. Preux OSP on Saturday night in the co-main event.
Upset?
It's Jmahal, and it's pronounced Jamal. I thought it was Jamahal, but it's not. It's Jamal, and he's fighting OSP. And Jamal is the favorite right now. I'm seeing -170, -185, and we'll talk about that fight in a little bit. But I'm hot on my picks. I'm going to be putting some money down. I'm excited for the UFC because I've been doing a lot of research on these fights, and it's been cashing in for us here on Ringside Report MMA. Big time cashing in.
You know what? And yeah, you have. And that I got to admit, you've been like showing like clips like from wherever you are. You're like, I see you, man. You really got it on. But I want to see who you got over what I got, and I want to see what Freddie takes because technically, me and Freddie have been like riding the long haul as well and getting to the end. And I don't want to remind you again. I got the win for the main event as well as the manner of win. And I told you Anthony Smith was going to win, but no, you didn't want to listen to me.
I didn't even pick that fight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How can you not pick a guy like Anthony Smith?
Yeah, I didn't trust him.
You know, did you trust him after he won that fight?
Oh, he won the fight, so that's good for him. Nice win for Anthony Smith last weekend in the main event. Yeah,
Were we going to Tyson first?
Apart from that, the UFC was like, not the best UFC card, but I did give you 2 winners last week, and I'm going to give you 3 winners coming up for this weekend's card. A nice 3-fight parlay that I will be putting down come Saturday night. So I'm going to give you some winners a little bit later on. You want to talk about Mike Tyson?
You want to make money for Christmas?
We did a watch along. Mike Tyson said he watched he fought the fight high. I watched the fight. I mean, I smoked a number before we did the watch-along, I guess. But
did you? That's why you're all loopy.
I wasn't loopy. I was on my game, baby.
Wasn't the
first time I smoked a little number before my shows on
I know why
YouTube.
You were doing that because
it happens. It tends to happen. Okay?
Because you had Snoop Dogg on there and all the like rappers that you knew, except for that one guy who was pretty good.
Yeah, they were great. Fantastic.
Snoop Dogg was amazing, man. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, honestly, that pay-per-view was amazing to watch. Just to watch, like, Snoop Dogg and those other guys that you were talking about. They were really good.
AJ was loving the rap music. I was giving AJ a whole lesson about rap, Fred. It was a lot of fun. Teaching
West
AJ
Coast,
about the history of Snoop Dogg.
AJ Central Coast. Snoop
Dogg. I think it just validates. To me, it just validates that I wasn't there because I would have probably just been like, "Oh my god, too much."
No, it was good, Freddie. Freddie, it was actually good. I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wasn't too crazy about all the music and all, man. Just give me the fights. It was a little too long at some point.
Yeah, I wanted them to just get to the point, get to the Mike Tyson fight. They eventually did.
What?
It was a fun little thing. I liked it.
Well, look, if you're going to look at the fight, like, we watched it live. I mean, we got a lot of views watching this fight live, which was a good idea, by the way, Dave.
It was trending. And to be honest, people liked it. It was very popular online, not just for Mike Tyson, but also for Jake Paul, who we have to talk about, too.
And that's where I was going to get at. This fight wasn't only about Tyson. I mean, the truth of the matter is that this Jake Paul and Logan Paul and that whole family, like these YouTube stars, You know, and I keep bringing it up from way back when they first had their fight on YouTube. I mean, they brought like close to, if not 2 million viewers to YouTube, and they were charging $20 a shot. Plus, they had like 30,000 people in a stadium to watch, not Mike Tyson, but to really watch the Paul brothers fight. You know, and that said something way back, and I said something's going to change in sports. And this is what I'm trying to say is I said it was 2 years ago, and I said these guys, man, are going to look. They're going to change the way sports behave. And then you get a guy like
how long can it work?
that comes out.
You're talking about the Paul brothers?
The end.
The Paul brothers are changing sports? That's your statement here on the show, AJ? 11 minutes in, and you've already made a crazy AJ-style statement. The YouTube Paul brothers are changing the way professional sports operate. And speaking of Paul, I want to give a big shout-out to a man watching us on Twitch right now, my buddy Paul, a.k.a. Guy Rez. I'm seeing him on the chat. Shout out to Paul. I love you, buddy, and I miss you.
Which Paul is that?
What's up,
Paul.
Construction Paul?
Fred's brother Paul. Yeah.
Hey, Paulie, what's up, man?
Listen,
give him a shout-out if anybody needs renovation or plumbing or something. Give the guy a shout-out, man.
Oh, he's saying the two-time poker champ, he's saying.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We forgot about that.
Chat.
Listen, this year he hasn't robbed our money yet. But you know what? Once we get into 2021, Paul could come and, take my wallet again. Because I'll just hand it over to him. And if I win, then I'll just take it back. But chances are he's going to take my money.
I'd be happy to sit around a table with all of you guys again and give Paul some money. That would be fine. I would love that. Having a nice poker game.
Welcome to the show. Let me get back to the Paul brothers and the changing of sports.
Where'd Fred
and I said
go?
this a couple years ago.
Did Fred
Freddie's
say
there.
something?
I can see him.
No, his volume.
Freddie, what'd you say?
No, I can't hear him.
Freddie, I can't hear you. Freddie, we can't hear.
Fred, we got no volume.
Here.
What happened?
What is this? Like a Vanilla Ice concert? Where oh no, Paul, Freddie's. You see what happened? You brought Paulie on Twitch, and we just should reverse.
And then Freddie just disappeared.
Fred for Paul.
Fred will come
I don't know what happened, man. You know why? Because Freddie is with all those like those far right wing groups, and I'm sure they're like hacking his phone and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying he's like a supporter of a certain party that is being frauded right now. So it's possible that anything could happen. I think they just hacked our good friend Fred. I'm just saying. I think
Fred's fine. Fred, you all right? He's lying. I can hear static from him.
Freddie, I thought you got hacked by the blue flag or something.
I don't even know who would hack Fred. Why would people be hacking Fred? You're saying
the
Democrats? Are you blaming?
Because I got the documents. I got the documents.
I don't want to say any Hillary names, Dave. Don't let it come out. But I'm going to tell you something. Let me get back to the Logans here. Did I say Pauls before? What the hell did I say? Logan Paul, yeah, Logan and Jake Paul.
The Paul brothers. You're very impressed with them. I thought we were talking about Mike Tyson.
No.
But you're very impressed with Jake Paul and his defeat of Nate Robinson, former NBA basketball player.
No. I'm not impressed because of that. I'm impressed because they brought 2 million people on their first fight.
The Paul brothers.
They brought 30,000 people to a stadium, and here they are coming into a fight with Mike Tyson, and they brought over 40% of the people that paid for the pay-per-view were Logan and Jake fans, man. And that's the difference. It wasn't Tyson's name that wrote this card. It was Jake Paul. 40% of pay-per-view sales was because of this guy. And that's what I keep saying about changing sports. And this is a guy that's coming out, and he's talking, I'm going to challenge Dylan Dennis, and I'm coming out to challenge Conor McGregor. I'm going after that whole team. And you got guys like Cormier talk about it. You got guys like Errol Hawani talking about it. You got guys like us talking about it. And that's why I'm saying it's a changing sport, because the guy had enough money with his popularity out there to be able to pack 2 million subscribers on YouTube at $20 a shot and 30,000 people in a stadium. We're talking money now. So something is changing. And you got guys like Evander Kane from the NHL that's coming out and saying, listen, I want to fight these guys. Listen, man, it's and he had a good fight. I'm not going to say he didn't have a good fight.
Who? Evander Holyfield?
Evander Kane? No, well, Evander Holyfield will be coming out.
Evander Kane? I've heard of
the NHL
Evander
player.
Holyfield. I've heard of Drederick Tatum. I've heard of Cain the wrestler.
Funny.
I've heard of Cain Velasquez. I never heard no Evander
Yeah, but
Cain.
you don't watch hockey, man.
Hey,
Come on,
damn right. Damn right. I'm like most people in the world. I don't watch hockey, and I never heard of no goddamn jabroni hockey player. I've heard of Jake Paul. I never heard of Evander Kane. I heard of Mike Tyson. I heard of Conor McGregor. I never heard no Evander Kane. Who wants to see that?
Well,
fuck out of here, man. Get back of the line, Evander Kane. I know you're trying to get an easy payday because there's no hockey. Back of the line, baby. You can't fight.
Yes, he can fight.
No,
in fact, he has the most penalty minutes. Like in
this
the
is
NHL.
what I want to see.
This
is what we need to see. We need to give Jake Paul Conor McGregor. We need to give Jake Paul Dylan Dennis
in a boxing match.
Do it. Do it.
In a boxing match.
Jake Paul versus Dylan Dennis in a boxing match. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
let's do it.
No, you're right.
Let's see how real these guys really want to get. You want to get real? You want to call out Conor McGregor? You want to pop, 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 pop? There's kids out there that believe that this guy's got a shot. Let him get into the ring with a professional and let him understand that what he's doing isn't professional boxing. It's a goddamn sideshow. Let him. No, he did not, AJ. Have you watched professional? Come on, bro. You've boxed. You know what boxing is. He didn't look good. His opponent looked terrible. That's what happened. He wasn't good. Sure. His opponent sucked. He was passable. Against a professional, against a guy with any kind of striking experience, even a Dylan Dennis, who's got MMA experience but is mostly a jiu-jitsu guy, Dylan Dennis should crush him in a boxing match because he is a professional fighter. He fights for money. Jake Paul does annoying YouTube videos for money. It's two different things. A professional fighter, a man who fights for money, is a different kind of man than a man who likes to fight. Two different things. I like to fight. I'm not a professional fighter. It's a very fucking big gap. Let him fucking see what's reality. Let him get smashed. I want to see this guy get beat up. He's annoying. And he thinks he's good at boxing. He's not. Let him get beat.
I think it shows more about society, man. We love freak shows, man. Because, no, but it's true. It's always like, this guy is basically a freak show. But I'll give him props. Like I'll give AJ credit on that, where this guy draws for whatever reason. Like, people like him, and they're willing to pay money to see him fight.
Yeah.
I've always said, like, put The Rock in a real fight against somebody like Vin Diesel or whatever, and that probably sells 2 million pay-per-views, man. People like the freak shows, man. People want to see it, so there kind of is a place for it. Now, I agree, Conor would kill him. Dylan Dennis should kill him, but hey, I would still watch that, man. I'd like to see it. Dylan Dennis has a big mouth. Like, back it up, man. Back it up. That's boxing is a different sport than what Dylan Dennis does. And in the end, I'd probably watch it, but let's not make it more than it is. It's a freak show, and people like the freak show. Like, let's just admit it. People like freak shows.
That's it. People like the freak show. That's what this is. But, it's never going to end until you see it to the end. Let's see it to the end. And the end is this kid getting knocked unconscious by a real fighter who really fights. Let's see it. Why are we waiting? I don't care to see this kid fight another guy. Yeah, I can hear you, AJ, but you sound kind of weird. What did you do?
I got some stupid call from Tennessee, man. When I was talking about, like, the whole, like, scamming with bread, some call came in from Tennessee and knocked off my headset there, so I'll be back.
Oh, great. AJ's got problems now.
I'll be back.
Yeah, classic AJ.
Yeah, I got no clue why my sound went off earlier. It just like, maybe it's because at some point I tilted my phone because I needed to see if I had enough battery for this show. So you see, I'm gonna make AJ look a little better by saying I wasn't prepared myself. I got here basically a minute before 8, so.
Minute after, Fred.
Minute after, so yeah, it happens.
That's okay. I don't want to see the Jake Paul or the Aaron Paul or whatever Paul fight unless they're in the co-main event of a Mike Tyson thing. Like, it's the first time I've seen these guys fight, right? I know that he's fought before. I haven't seen it because I'm not paying for a pay-per-view to watch just this guy. But I do understand that he's got fans and people want to see him. Like, for us, I'll tell you this. are numbers on Twitch bigger for the watch along for the Jake Paul, like Mike Tyson deal, then, they equal or, they're around some of the biggest numbers or the biggest number we've ever done on Twitch. And Twitch is kind of the Jake Paul audience, right? Like a lot of kids, they're into Jake Paul. Like people of a certain age know exactly who Jake Paul is. People of another age have no clue, right? So he's going to attract, right? Like we're too old, I think, Fred. At this point, you and I, we're too old for Jake Paul. But there are kids, I'd say 20 and under. Most of these kids, 15 to 25, I'd say. Most of those kids know who Jake Paul is, and they're interested in watching him fight. I think he's got like 20-something million subscribers on YouTube. The guy's a big deal to somebody, right? It's not us. It's not our demographic, but he's a star.
I don't even know what his show on YouTube is about. I've never watched it. So you tell me Jake Paul, I got no clue what his show is about. He could be talking about whatever.
Yeah, I've never watched his videos. I know he's kind of obnoxious. I know that he was the guy, I think, who went into like a forest in Japan where people tend to commit suicide and hang themselves from trees, and he went there and did a disrespectful video to a lot of those people. So, I think it was him or maybe his brother. I don't really know. They look exactly the same to me. I can't tell them apart. And, they're famous for the same reason.
They're not related to Aaron Paul, which I thought at the beginning they were, but no, they're not.
They're not? I thought one of them named it's Jake Paul and who? Aaron? I thought it was Aaron.
I'm not sure.
AJ's back.
Is it Aaron?
I think AJ's back.
Who's the guy that plays in,
who are the Paul brothers, AJ?
Logan, you're talking about Logan Paul and Jake Paul?
Logan Paul. Aaron Paul is the guy from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was listening to something about like a Japanese forest and all that kind of stuff. What happened? You're talking about when he got like... Are you talking about...
Yeah, that's what the Paul brothers did, right? They used to be on the Disney Channel, I think, or one of them was, Logan or Jake or one of them.
Wasn't that Lindsay Lohan that you're talking about?
No, these guys were also on the Disney Channel. And more than one person used to be on the Disney Channel, AJ. All right?
Well, I think the Disney Channel...
thing, man.
Could we stop talking about these clowns and talk about Mike Tyson a little bit?
What are you talking about? We're talking about the pay-per-views. These clowns were the one that brought like 40+% of pay-per-view sales, which these guys actually managed to make 1 million pay-per-view sales. Think about it. They made 1 million
Mike had anything to do with that?
Yeah.
Mike and Roy Jones?
Between 50% and the rest was Snoop Dogg, apparently. So the thing is that, man, I'm telling you, the weight behind this wasn't Mike Tyson. If Mike Tyson was just fighting alone, they would have probably had 500,000 pay-per-view sales. And that's the power of social media and these YouTubers.
Would you buy Jake Paul or Logan Paul pay-per-view if they weren't in the co-main event of something you actually gave a shit about? Because you didn't before, right? This isn't their first time fighting. They fought that other YouTube guy. It was a big deal. We didn't give a shit. We didn't watch it, right?
No, I watched it.
You did?
Yeah,
man. The only reason I saw this guy fight was because he was a co-main event of a Mike Tyson fight. I'm not really going to tune in to watch this guy fight again. He's not a good fighter. Why would I watch him fight? I like to see
if he's
people that are good at fighting.
Listen, if he decides to fight Dylan Dennis.
But if he's fighting this Evander Kane from the NHL, I don't give a shit. I'm not tuning into that. I don't care.
You better believe a lot of people are going to tune in.
Sure, a lot of people will tune in, but I won't be one of them. Sure, I won't be one of them.
Okay, Dave, time out. Dave, if the choice is Jake Paul versus Evander Kane or Jack Hermansson against Marvin Vettori, what are you watching?
Hermansson Vettori easily.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know, really. I don't care about Jake Paul. I don't really know who he is. I don't watch him on YouTube. And I just told you I don't know who Evander Kane is. Plays hockey. Whatever. Big deal. I don't know who he is. He doesn't draw for me. If you say, it's Jake Paul, it's Jake Paul versus Chris Jericho in a boxing match, I'll be like, oh, yeah, well, I watch Chris Jericho. You just had to replace Jake Paul or Evander Kane with a pro wrestler, and I'm in. Jake Paul, CM Punk boxing match. Yes, I am there. Jake Paul and, for a hockey guy, it would have to be Sidney Crosby. Jake Paul versus Who's that little Russian guy? Ovechkin. Jake Paul versus Ovechkin in a boxing match. I'd watch that shit. Otherwise, miss me with all that. I don't know about these guys.
Listen, man, Ovechkin's
he's Russian.
Big
he's
guy,
tough.
Man. He's tough, man. But so is this
or that
Evander
Chara
Kane, man. That's
guy.
what he's known for.
You know Zdeno Chara? That guy's a monster. Put him in a ring with Jake Paul.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right off the bat.
Go.
If
See,
he
I know
fights
some
Logan
hockey
Paul,
guys.
Listen, if he fights Logan Paul, you're looking at Logan Paul, who's 6'2", weighs about 189 pounds. Evander Kane is 6'2", 210 pounds. So you're not talking about a small guy. Evander Kane is not small.
So
and he knows how to fight.
Size doesn't. He knows how to fight on skates. Maybe has he ever boxed a day in his life?
Oh, I'm sure he has. A lot of NHL guys, they're off season. Just to let you know, what they do is they go into boxing gyms to keep their cardio and their conditioning up. And especially guys like Evander Kane.
Okay, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't care to break down this fight.
Boxers.
I don't give a shit. I don't care. Who cares?
I want to see it, man.
Well, fine.
And by the way,
go do your own watch along. I'm not watching that shit. Fuck out of here. Fucking
it's gonna be me and Johnny in the dark.
Yeah, go watch it in the darkness with Johnny North. Terrible.
Listen,
Mike Tyson. He smoked weed before his fight. Okay, and he wants to do it again. Do you want to see Mike Tyson fight again? I don't really need it. I didn't really need the last one.
He looked good, Dave. Come on.
You know, he looked good for a 54-year-old man.
He was not only
Roy Jones looked awful.
Yeah.
Listen, Roy Jones
and it was a draw in the
hit.
end. It was a draw in the end, so we all.
It wasn't a draw. You know that, and I know that Tyson won every round.
The official announcement was a draw, AJ. I don't know about you.
I know, and the rest of the world was like,
but Tyson won that.
Whatever.
Oh yeah.
Tyson won hands down, and you know what? Like even Roy Jones said at the end, he was like, every punch that Mike threw was hurting me.
Tyson, man, I'm watching that. Holyfield Tyson.
Absolutely,
sure.
That.
Number 3, man.
See, so there's,
and you know what?
There's fights to be made for Mike.
Absolutely, man. There's a lot of fights to be made. I mean, you can.
There's a couple fights to be made. Is it a performance-enhancing drug to smoke weed before, Fred?
I don't know, man. Maybe. Who cares?
It's boxing, man. There's less regulations.
There's no USADA, man. It's an amateur. How did they call it? Exhibition, whatever. Come on, man.
You don't think it's a bit of a...
Come on, man.
I think that weed can enhance your performance as far as your creativity and the things that you can do in the ring, but I think as far as your cardio, it might be a little bit to a detriment.
So let me give you this example. Okay, I think it could calm your nerves. I used to be nervous to go to the dentist, and I would smoke a joint, and then I'd be good, you know? And then I just beat that fear of the dentist.
Yeah.
By smoking weed. And now every time I go to the dentist, I smoke a joint before. Yeah. Definitely.
No way.
Oh, of course.
The dentist has a little bit. It's a good time, you know?
Yeah.
You want to get your dentist a little high before he operates on your face.
I'm sure he's working
like it could help to, it could help to calm the nerves. But come on, man, it's not a performance-enhancing drug. I don't know, man. It should just be legal, man. I think Nick Diaz should be allowed to smoke weed in between rounds.
Well, in fact,
I do think that it can help. It can help with your creativity as far as what you do as a fighter. I think personal experience. But
it kind of makes you passive, also.
Yeah, but you also kind of see things. You find openings that you wouldn't always find.
It works for jiu-jitsu because in jiu-jitsu you could slow the pace down, but in an MMA fight, there's more of that aggression level where you're trying to finish a guy like at every instance in MMA. Whereas in jiu-jitsu, you could do that, but you could also roll like more chill without putting yourself in danger. So I don't know. Smoking, performance enhancing, I would say no. But at the same time, if the guy wants to smoke before, just let him smoke, man.
Yeah. It's Mike Tyson. He's 54. Let him do whatever he wants at this point. Smoke,
but he runs a company
whatever,
too,
man.
right? But he runs a company
he's got his own
too. He has a huge weed company.
And I heard Joe Rogan say that his weed is very strong. Joe Rogan was like, his weed is super strong.
Snoop Dogg said that.
Yeah, if Snoop Dogg and Joe Rogan are both giving Mike Tyson's weed a seal of approval saying it'll knock you out.
Come on, SQDC.
Can I try some of that?
Get a deal with Tyson.
What's the highest percentage of THC that the SQDC offers right now, Fred? 25, maybe?
I saw it 27 once, I think.
Ooh, 27, that's not bad. But I've heard Snoop Dogg talk about like 40, 50%. You know? When we're hitting a 27% and that's rare, how come Snoop Dogg has 50% THC out there? What's going on here?
Because it's in the States.
I don't know.
Oh.
He's Snoop Dogg, man. He has better connections.
They need to step it up. All right.
You know, rappers
You're gonna
tend to exaggerate things. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It might not be true.
You think so?
AJ, what you got?
No.
You think so?
Central Coast, no exaggeration. Listen, I was gonna say, talk about like weed and all that. Like in the UFC right now, they're going through a whole like process with Dana White and trying to regulate or allow cannabis as an accepted drug as part of the drug program. I mean, I remember Ellis Theodoro was talking about it, and he's still involved in legalizing weed. And now Dana White is behind it, trying to get weed like allowed for UFC fighters. And like Freddie says, it's not going to make you a better fighter and whatnot. But I think it helps with the inflammation, and it does help with people that obviously have like health issues, like Ellis Theodoro has. And you know what? They're looking through it, and I know it's ongoing. So at some point in the years to come, I think weed is going to be allowed for UFC fighters.
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't really make sense. It's a legal substance in most places at this point. The entire country of Canada has it legalized. So many states right now in the U.S. have it legalized. It's hard to say that you can't do it athletically, in an athletic performance when you can have alcohol when it's a legal substance. If weed is legal, it doesn't really make a ton of sense why fight promotions or athletic commissions should say, well, if you're a fighter, you're not allowed. It's like, well, they're allowed to have alcohol, and that's a legal substance. Why wouldn't they be allowed to have weed if it's a legal substance as well? So I think you're right, AJ. I think eventually it will become totally legal for everybody and all athletes, and people will stop getting suspended for it. Mike Tyson not suspended for it. He's allowed to do it, apparently. I guess
Trudeau's allowed to do it. I'm sure he smokes away in his home. I'm sure
why you're talking about him. Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards might need a nice edible to relax himself. He's having all sorts of setbacks, all sorts of problems. He was supposed to fight Khamzat Chimaev on December 19th. That fight is off. Leon has COVID, so he's not going to be fighting next or in a couple weeks there in Vegas.
Didn't Khamzat also get it?
Yeah, there were rumors that Khamzat got it, but then Khamzat's team was saying that he didn't get it. I, of course, put out a tweet saying apparently Khamzat has coronavirus. Let's all pray for coronavirus's safe recovery from Khamzat, because that's the kind of danger that Khamzat is. Khamzat doesn't get coronavirus. Coronavirus gets Khamzat, That's the type of guy he is.
I like that, man.
But yeah, apparently the fight is going to be rescheduled to sometime early 2021. But very disappointing that we don't get to see Khamzat's fight again December 19th against Leon Edwards. That was going to be a big-time fight. Good one, man. And it's not happening because of COVID. But, it makes sense that the final UFC show of 2020, the main event, would be ruined because of COVID, because 2020 is a year really ruined entirely by COVID. So, yeah, makes sense. COVID's fucked up everything else this year. Why wouldn't it fuck up the last UFC main event of the year? Right?
No. But let's wait. Let's not just trash it. But
let's not just trash COVID.
No, because the first fight of the UFC, if I'm not mistaken, was Conor, correct, for the new year? And Conor came, fought, and he won. And like he started the UFC, and the UFC was doing really well through the whole COVID issue. And you know what? 2021, we're going to start with Conor again. So you know what? Look, the UFC has kept us entertained. Imagine if we didn't have any sports or anything.
That's not what I'm saying, AJ. I'm saying COVID has been really annoying for everybody. It's put a damper on everybody's plans. We had a nice main event at the end of the year, and because Leon Edwards has COVID, we're not getting that main event. So COVID continues to put a damper on everybody's plans. Yes, we've had great UFC fights. Yes, the UFC has persevered during the pandemic. But that point was never raised really at all, AJ. You're arguing a point
No. What I'm
nobody
trying to say is,
made, once again, going on an AJ tangent. Right,
Listen,
Fred? That's what's happening with AJ.
No. I'd rather see Leon Edwards go down with COVID than seeing Conor get it. I want to see Conor fight. I don't care about Leon Edwards. I want to see Conor.
I'd rather this guy get COVID than that guy. Like, what a dick.
Look, if
I'm sure Leon Edwards is real happy with that.
Look, man, if you have a choice, Conor or Leon Edwards, that's the only fight you're allowed to watch for the whole year. You know, come on. It's a no-brainer, man. You want to make sure that Conor's good.
That's a long year, man. If it's only one fight for the whole year, man, like, come on.
Look,
man. I'm not taking
you want to see Conor.
Pass.
I'll miss both of them and watch every other fight.
That's right.
Well, I got news for you, man. 2021 is still going to start with COVID.
Yeah,
that's the
we're
thing
not
that
out
sucks.
of the woods. We are not out of the woods whatsoever. No. I'm going to give you some winners here to help you win some money, at least during this time. I know a lot of people are struggling.
Let's hear this.
But we're going to win some money here this weekend. I'm pretty hyped for this. I've been winning a lot of money. But first, I want to tell you how to save money and get some great gifts this holiday season with Manscaped. What you want to do is go to manscaped.com, use that promo code RINGSIDE20, get 20% off your order plus free shipping. They've got the Lawnmower 3.0. It is the #1 shaver in the business. No nick technology. This stuff gets you right down, and it will keep you clean and looking fresh. Your balls will thank you. The people that see your balls or come near your balls will thank you. If your balls smell nice, that's because Manscaped has hooked you up with some great ball deodorant. Go to manscaped.com right now. They've got all the best products for you. Everything available in Canada as well. Manscaped.com. Promo code RINGSIDE20 for 20% off your order plus free shipping. And when you order using our promo code, Ringside Report Network is helped as well. So keep on supporting the Ringside Report Network. You can go to donate.ringsidereport.net as well. And you can hit us up on Super Chat if you've got any questions or comments. We do appreciate everybody watching and everybody especially supporting and hitting us up on that Super Chat. Yes, free your balls as well. Don't forget about your balls. Now, this is what everybody's been waiting for. This is winter time.
What?
This is winter time. This is money time. I've been killing it on the UFC picks. I want to go back in time a little bit and give you some winners. All right? I'm going to give you some winners, and I'm going to give you some people that have cashed in for us, okay? Let's go to archive here. What's going on? Getting text messages. Oh, damn. Oh, phew.
What happened?
Oh, man. Breaking news here on my text.
What?
Breaking news.
Don't tell me Conor has COVID. I'll freak out, man. I'm going to go play the 649 right after this. Breaking news, what?
Breaking news on my text. If you go
How big on a scale of 1 to 10?
If you go to donate.ringsidereport.net right now, okay?
Okay. Who is it? Conor?
If you go to donate.ringsidereport.net right now,
okay.
I think you go to merch.
What's going on, Dave?
You go to merch.
You're keeping me... What?
You could buy the official Ringside Report mug right now. You could
Get
go
the
buy
hell
it.
out of here.
You could go buy the mug right
so
now.
So where do I got to go for this? Can I go on the website? Like,
this is where you go.
I can't type.
Oh, AJ just disappeared. Hold on. I'm going to bring AJ back. But this is where it is. Donate.ringsidereport.net. You go to merch up at the top of the screen. Click on merch, and you could buy the mug. And we got a couple T-shirts up there, but they're not the final designs. We're going to have some final designs up real soon because we're making merchandise.
Wow, man. This is awesome, Dave. It's about time. It only took you 2 years, but fantastic. Bravo.
Sorry.
Better late than never.
We're trying. We're trying to get this stuff out there, and we're working. I mean, this is early stages here, but we know we wanted to get the mug out. People have been asking for the mug. It's a big 15-ounce mug. You can get your coffee, and you can have the Ringside Report logo there, the Ringside Report Network. You'll support the channel, and you'll also be rocking the official Ringside Report merch, the first piece of merch the Ringside Report ever puts out. So there's the mug.
We're moving up, man.
The mug is out. You can buy the mug. And we'll soon have more stuff that I will personally be designing. I will be designing some of this stuff.
Oh, my God.
That comes out.
Put your face on a mug.
Really fresh stuff. We're going to have nice stuff, all right?
Put your face on a mug.
I'm trying to put out the nicest
Can you do rash guard?
Stuff. Well,
if you do a rash guard,
can you do jock straps?
Fred, I mean, if we do a rash guard, we could just give you one. You're part of the show. I mean, you don't really have to buy the merch. But
Even better.
All right.
Even better, man.
I mean, you're
I'll
part
remember.
of the show. It's part of your
Let me
it's
get
part of
this
your
right.
contract. You know what I mean, Fred? Like you have a big contract. You get free merch.
So make that 2 dozens, different size.
Oh no, that's not part of the contract.
I'll sell them from my car after, make some money.
Oh, I see. That's how Fred
Dave,
gets rich off the show.
So Dave, let me get this right here. So
Yeah.
you saying that we have a mug online now and we got 2 T-shirts?
We have a mug online.
Don't you have the internet, man?
I think there are some shirts. Yeah, there's a couple shirts. They're very basic. They're kind of just plain with the logo, but
it's still cool, man. Let's get some cool stuff out there, man. Like Snoop Dogg style, man. Or like that guy that was wearing all red, your rapper that you liked.
you can technically get the shirt, but this shirt is going to be remodeled, and we're going to have
Can you put it up online? I want to see it.
Yeah,
hey, put it online so I can see it.
All right, you can see it here. Here you go. There's a hoodie. There's a mug. There's a T-shirt. There's some other thing. Oh, that's wild. It looks like Meta Knight, actually, from Kirby. If anybody knows what I'm talking about there. That's kind of cool. We're going to have more styles and more designs coming up soon. But, yeah. Ringside Report merch coming
Wait.
to a home
rolling,
near you,
it's a joint. It's a bat rolling a joint.
Is
I
it?
thought he was carrying a corn or something.
Oh,
yeah, it's a bat rolling a joint.
Oh, my God.
Jesus,
It
what
is a
the
joint.
hell were you saying?
Wait a second.
Were you
It
highway?
is. Is that a joint? Oh, my God. We have weed merch going on? Fuck.
That's actually pretty cool.
Whoa.
I'll take
It
Fred,
might be illegal in Quebec.
Fred, we need to be wearing that shirt. Why don't we have that shirt currently wearing on our bodies? Right? Oh.
Again, 2 dozens, different size.
Out of your truck. I understand, Fred. I understand. Fred's going to be patrolling the streets of Brossard in his minivan, just selling T-shirts.
T-shirt, $15.
Outside the KFC when he's waiting 3 hours for his fried chicken.
What is it? Bubbles Depot? You remember Bubbles, man? I'll be going selling T-shirts.
Fred, tell the story about how you waited in line for how long did you wait in line for chicken? Fred was
an hour.
live texting us from the drive-through line. You called ahead to order, figuring that would take less time. You get to the KFC. It was Black Friday deal at KFC, 50% off chicken. Fred goes, Cyber Monday, right? 50% off chicken. Fred goes Cyber Monday, waits an hour plus in line for his chicken. And you saw some people saying that they waited, they didn't even get chicken because they ran out of chicken.
They ran out of chicken.
Damn.
I mean, 50% on the fucking KFC bucket, man, that's a good deal. Instead of paying $35 for your family meal, man, you get it for 17. That's an incredible deal. But the service was terrible, man. They weren't ready.
Is that the combination KFC Taco Bell?
Yeah.
See, I waited in line there. I was there
never tried Taco Bell.
maybe 2 months ago, a month and a half
ago.
Diarrhea
heaven, man.
And I was right in the area, right? I was right in the area, and I never have Taco Bell, but I love it. Okay, I love it. And I was in the area, and I was let's go to Taco Bell. No, I like it way better. I love Taco Bell. You don't understand. A lot of people talk trash about Taco Bell. We have none of them. There's one in Brossard, there's one in Saint Laurent, and that's it. There's none in downtown Montreal. There's none anywhere near where I live. So once I was in that neighborhood, I was like, yeah, Taco Bell. I got myself 4 Taco Supremes, Fry Supreme, and
Did
everybody's
you get to washroom quick enough?
No, man. I had no problems.
Pepto-Bismol?
No, I have no problems.
Yeah,
seriously. Here's the thing
about
me, guys.
Bananas before you
Here's
eat
the thing about me that a lot of people don't know that you're gonna get in on. I have a very weak stomach. Most things, will be oh, I got a dairy problem. I can't really eat too much dairy or anything. I feel, but everybody says, oh, Taco Bell's gonna make you feel terrible, whatever. And no, I'm fine. You would think. Because
doesn't make sense.
I might be a person predisposed to the shits, but Taco Bell doesn't give me the shits. I felt fantastic after Taco Bell. It's the only thing that should give you the shits, but it's just nope, I haven't. I'm no, this is great. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's an anomaly. I always expect to feel terrible after eating Taco Bell, but I always feel great, and I'm just oh, that's weird. Everybody says you're supposed to feel bad after this, but I just thought it was super delicious, and I feel fantastic now. I don't know, but
this is what I'm gonna do.
Love Taco Bell. Taco Bell with a Dr. Pepper, fries supreme, yum, yum, yum. Just like
Pepper.
four
Jesus,
four tacos, fries supreme, Dr. Pepper. I would eat that shit right now.
And that was like,
Dave,
what,
this is what I'm gonna
$3?
do.
Because that's what I'm always amazed by.
More expensive
the
than
taco.
that.
The Taco Bell commercials, they're always like, 2 tacos for 99 cents or whatever.
That's in the States.
And
Our
I'm like,
Taco Bells are more
but
expensive
even in American money, like, food should never be that cheap. And I never trusted Taco Bell because their food's too cheap. I'm just saying. Like, I'm gonna spend money on my food, and it's just gonna make me feel better, man. A couple of lights further, you had a Three Amigos, man. Three Amigos. That's a real, like, Mexican, not
too
Taco
expensive.
Bell,
Too
man.
expensive, bro. You can't get drive-through at Three Amigos. Forget it, man. Taco Bell. Yeah. Oh man, I wish I had a drive-through Taco Bell near me. And my man Paul Guy Rez on the chat, he goes, Taco Bell seems exotic. Exactly, it seems exotic because we never had it in Quebec. Like, I used to go to Ontario or the States, and I would stop at Taco Bell because they had it there. And we see all the commercials, but we don't have it here. And then finally they brought Taco Bell. I remember when they brought the first Taco Bell to Montreal. It was in Saint Laurent. And you waited like 2-3 hours in line to get tacos, man. I did it one time. I was like 2-3 hours in line. The first Taco Bell open here. I was really hyped about it. But, yeah, Taco Bell's super exotic, man. Like, we only have 2 of them. Nobody goes. Everybody disses Taco Bell. I wish people would stop dissing Taco Bell so they would open more so I could have one near me because, goddamn, I wish I had a Taco Bell near me.
Move to Brassard, man.
Do they still have
problem solved?
It takes too long though. That Taco Bell, 45 minutes for that tacos. Those tacos, like, it wasn't like a huge lineup. It was enough of a lineup, but like, man, something wrong with that spot specifically, Fred, because you were stuck in line there and I was stuck in line there. It's goddamn bullshit. KFC Taco Bell over there. I mean, they know who. I mean, yo, you want to make it up to us? Send me some free Taco Bell, and I won't shit on you. Next time, we'll talk nicely about you. All right? But that
you did talk nicely. Don't say anything bad.
Brossard, that Taco Bell KFC is slow AF. They made Freddie wait for his chicken on Monday. They made me wait for my tacos last time I went.
Yeah, but it's the suburbs, dude. It's not downtown. What do you expect? It's Brossard. Everything's slower. I'm gonna tell you something. I was going to say,
Fred,
what I'm going to do is...
your neighborhood.
That's racist, man.
Yeah, stop being racist against Brossardians.
Listen, I'm going to say something, Dave. I'm going to take the clip of you talking about Taco Bell, how it doesn't give you the shits, considering that you have like a weak stomach and it's like the best thing ever. I'm going to take that clip, I'm going to send it to Taco Bell, and I'm going to see if they can sponsor us. I think it's fantastic. Te quiero, Taco Bell.
Yo
no
quiero
shit.
Taco Bell.
Is the dog? That was trying to say. Is the dog still the mascot? Remember that little dog?
He's definitely not the mascot anymore. For sure not. The Chihuahua.
It was so cute.
Three Amigos, man.
It.
3 Amigos. Much better.
We are the 3
Amigos. You can't compare
Fred.
to a little dog,
You are correct. We are 3 good friends,
actually,
3 Amigos. And we talk MMA every Thursday night at 8 p.m. And sometimes we talk about Taco Bell. Can we get to my picks so I can get some winners here?
Wait. Let me just say something. Actually, it's funny that you say the 3 Amigos. There's a cartoon version of us 3 in, like, the 3 Amigos costumes. Did you ever see that one? Yeah. There's a cartoon of us 3. I'm going to send it to you. Put that on a cup.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Freddie, you like it? It was good.
Yeah,
put that on a T-shirt.
Okay. I'm going to take you guys I'm going to take you guys back to November 7th. UFC Santos versus Teixeira. I told you Glover Teixeira plus 200. We all said Glover Teixeira plus 200, right? We all like Glover as the dog, and he came through.
Yep.
He won. I gave you Andrei Arlovsky plus 320 over Tanner Boser. Arlovsky cashed in that night. And that was the beginning of my big run all through November where I was just crushing it. Give me another UFC. Felder versus Dos Anjos. I told you Dos Anjos was going to win 100%, and he did.
Yeah.
And he did. We had that winner
Good fight, by the way. That was a good fight.
I mean, Dos Anjos was the favorite, but look, we told you it was a guarantee, and it went through. UFC 255, Figueiredo Perez. We told you. I told you. Davison Figueiredo. I told you. Valentina Shevchenko. We told you. Yeah, AJ told you Figueiredo by submission. Yeah. But you didn't have Cynthia. Caitlin Chukagian plus 210 over Cynthia Calvillo. I told you Caitlin was going to win. I told you. Paul Craig, minus 200 favorite over Shogun. You guys both took Shogun because you love him, and that's okay. But we had winners there. That was another parlay, 4-fight parlay that came through for us. And last weekend, we didn't really give you picks. I was all ready to give you Curtis Blades by knockout, but, hey, that fight didn't happen because somebody got COVID? COVID, right? Blades got COVID?
COVID again. Yeah, Blades got COVID.
Fucking hell, man.
What the hell's going on, man? Scary.
I mean, we're in a pandemic. That's what's going on. It's obvious.
That's true. It's a good point.
What the hell's going on? Why is everybody getting COVID? Well, because they're traveling.
Could it be something from the prelims that got it? Not the main event, not the on the main card.
You are such a jerk to fighters you don't care about. Some of these jabronis should be getting COVID, not the main event.
There's a pecking order, man. There's a pecking order, man. Come on, man.
Freddie.
Come on, man. Some people don't give me none of that lefty. We're all equal. Like some people are worth more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Main eventer is worth more.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not saying that AJ's wrong about that. What I'm saying is, look, COVID doesn't discriminate. It's not going to be like, oh, well, you're a prelim fighter. I'm going to give you COVID in the main event.
Not if it gets to Chuck Norris, buddy. Nothing could touch Chuck.
Or
Just
Ramzat.
Remember that. Or Ramzat. Wonder who would win, Chuck Norris or Ramzat?
Okay. Here's my guarantee.
Chuck Norris is like 75, man.
Yeah, but he's in top shape, and he's Chuck Norris, and he broke Bruce Lee's arm. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
I can't believe
another merch that came on.
I can't believe
what
that the odds are so good for this fight. Like I can't believe.
Oh, you're saying the favorites.
Well, there's a favorite. There's a favorite that I'm going to give you who should be a way bigger favorite than he is, okay?
Okay, let's hear
John
it.
Vellante.
Let's hear it. I'm curious.
John Vellante.
Oh, John Vellante in the heavyweight. Yeah.
Our friends over at Bet99.com, you can go use the promo code Ringside when you sign up at Bet99.com for 100% matching bonus.
Way to go, Bet99.
Up to $200. So you put in some of that money in your account, and they will match it 100% up to $200 when you use that promo code Ringside, and you sign up to Bet99.com right now. Bet99.com has John Vellante minus 208, Jake Collier plus 170. Jake Collier should be a plus 500 underdog. This man will not win. He will not win. He will 100%.
He's going to sleep.
He will probably go to sleep, but I'm just going to pick Vellante for the win because, I don't trust John Vellante that much to put Jake Collier to sleep, even though he well should. He really should. If he doesn't, he should probably retire from professional fighting. That's how much of a favorite John Vellante should be. If he doesn't knock out Jake Collier, he should think about quitting. Jake Collier is a heavyweight that used to be a middleweight. He fought in the UFC as a middleweight. And I got to show you a picture of Jake Collier.
Pandemic's rough, man.
No.
I know something
People
about it,
gotta do what they gotta do, Dave.
Fred, this is not just pandemic, brother. This is not just pandemic. Let me show you a picture of Jake Collier as a UFC middleweight. Look at this guy, okay?
Maybe it was on the Jenny Craig diet or something. Who knows?
Can I get here? Okay. Look at this guy.
Jeez.
Okay?
Looks like Diaz.
That's Jake Collier as a middleweight. Okay? Now, give me a second. Jake Collier.
He looks good there.
Yeah, he looks good there, right?
He's got the 8-pack. He's got it all, man. He's got it. He's got hair. He's got tattoos there. Like he's rocking it. Let's see what happened now. COVID.
No, it's not COVID. He had a surgery, and he just never got back into shape. This is Jake Collier as a heavyweight. Can you see that guy?
The guy on the right?
See that guy? Yeah, the guy on the right.
No freaking way.
Look, that's Jake Collier. These are all images of Jake Collier.
What the?
This is what happened to him.
There.
Look at him.
No freaking way, man.
Look at him.
What the hell?
What happened?
He looks like...
Look at... This is Jake Collier here. Okay? That's him as a middleweight. And that's him in his last fight as a heavyweight. Going down. Look at him. Look, and this is not a guy who put on a lot of muscle and is now a heavyweight. This is a guy. I mean, what happened?
Look at that, man.
Look at his face. What happened to this guy?
Against Tom Aspinall, I remember that. Holy
Come on, bro.
Smokes, I wouldn't have recognized that was him from middleweight.
I did not recognize him. I was like, what the hell? I mean, you don't go from middleweight looking like that. He's eating a lot
of KFC, man.
Come on. He's at Taco Bell, baby. He's loving that life. But, yo, you're not a professional fighter at this point. Like, you're living like this. You're going from the 185 Jake Collier to the heavyweight Jake Collier. You look at the guy. It's a different guy. And the heavyweight Jake Collier, by the way, is, not very successful. He did get a decision win over Marcel Fortuna in 2017, but then got hurt. Didn't come back till 2020. Actually, that was at light heavyweight. Sorry. The Jake Collier at heavyweight is winless. He got knocked out by Tom Aspinall in 45 seconds in his heavyweight debut after spending 3 years away from the sport. He was a middleweight, then he went up to light heavy. He was 1-1 there. Then he got hurt. He spent 3 years away, comes back as a heavyweight, completely out of shape, gets knocked out in 45 seconds, and for some reason, he's fighting again on Saturday night. It is the first fight of the night. It is the opening bout at UFC Vegas, and I am seeing John Vellante as only a -200. Like, go with John Vellante. There is no way in hell Jake Collier is winning this fight. Am I reading this wrong, guys? I mean, right?
No, man.
When you see a guy like that, come on.
I mean,
look, with the experience of John Vellante,
the favorite.
Hold on, let Fred go, AJ.
Vellante's the favorite, and he should be, but I don't know if I'm that confident. Like, okay, I agree. The other guy looks awful. He looks like he hasn't been training no more.
He doesn't want to fight.
Let's not act as if Vellante's this great fighter. Like, Vellante's far from being a great fighter. Like, he's a journeyman. Sorry,
You're right.
Sorry to say.
You're right. But he's a guy who seems to want to fight. Like, he might not be the best, but he seems to want to stay in relative shape, and he's not ventured from 185 to the heavyweight division. Like, he's always been a light heavyweight type of fighter. He's a real heavyweight. This opponent of his is not a heavyweight. I mean, I watched the Jake Collier-Tom Aspinall fight, all 45 seconds of it this week. Jake Collier did not look like a guy who wanted to be in the octagon. He looked like a guy who's, he's fighting because the UFC offered him money to fight. And that's how he's made his money, and he's 32, and it's like, well, I got a UFC deal. I might as well take the fight. But this guy doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to fight. I'm surprised that, what Fred said is correct, and that's why John Vellante isn't a bigger favorite. John Vellante is a journeyman, but look, we've seen a lot of John Vellante fight over the years. He's not the most talented, not the most skilled, but he's a guy that should win this fight. Like, this other guy doesn't seem to want to fight.
Dave, he almost has 30 fights, Vellante, fighting in heavyweight. And the thing is that when you look at you look at Jake's record before he fought again, like you said, he was away from the ring for 987 days before he fought back in July, and that was a very quick ending from Tom. So the thing is, 987 days away from the octagon, and now you're coming into your second fight. It's been several months removed, and you're fighting like John Vellante. Like you said, John Vellante is not like any guy who's going to win the heavyweight division, but he's a guy that's going to go there and put on an exciting fight because people like to see him get knocked out or knock someone out. And the thing is that, yeah, you're right. I mean, that's a crazy bet, man. I mean, if John Vellante loses this, man, I'll be shocked.
He's got to retire. He should retire.
He's got to retire, yeah.
If he loses to Jake Collier, I mean, come on, man. Come on. So that's my lock of the night.
I don't know what the hell happened.
That's my lock of the night, all right? John Vellante will beat Jake Collier 100%. You could put a lot of money on that. I'm going to go with that. That's going to be on my parlay for sure. Freddie's picking Vellante for sure. I mean, why would we pick that fight otherwise? Yeah. Who cares? The rest of the fights here on the prelim card, that's the opening fight on the prelim card. I don't really have any other picks for you there. You know, a bunch of guys that you haven't really heard of, a lot of people without Wikipedia pages. You know, you don't know who these guys are. A lot of the main card is a lot of unknowns, you know. Who's Movsar Evloev? He's fighting Nate Landwehr. Like, I have no idea who these guys are. I do know who OSP is. Ove St. Preux taking on Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill, I was watching tape on this week. Who should win?
OSP, man.
OSP is the underdog right now. Our friends over at bet99.com have him as a plus 144. Jamal Hill minus 179. God damn.
You better go with OSP on this, man. There's no way.
Jamal Hill is undefeated. He's a Dana White Contender Series guy. He's been knocking people out, But if you watch him fight, as I did this week, I watched a few Jamal Hill fights. You could tell he's not high level. He's not a guy who's particularly, he's athletic, he's tough, and he's got some good hands. But he's not particularly skilled. He's got a lot of holes in his game. And a guy like OSP should expose a lot of those holes and beat him and probably take him down and submit him. Probably with the Von Flue choke that OSP's been so famous for.
And that's what I was going to say. He'll probably submit him.
I like OSP by submission in this fight. It might be a TKO. It might be a TKO. It might even be a decision. But I think submission is most likely. But either way you slice it, I like OSP to win. And everybody's going with the undefeated guy here. That's the Vegas pick, minus 179, like I just told you at bet99.com. Jamal Hill is a favorite. I don't see that. I see OSP as the winner in this fight. AJ sees OSP as the winner in this fight. Freddie, are we going to make it a clean sweep here? What do you think?
Yeah, OSP by decision or, like you said, submission or maybe even a TKO, because if he gets him on his back and just pounds on him, I could see it finish. So, yeah, OSP has a lot of experience. The other guy there, Jamal, that's a jump in competition. I'm looking at his record here. It's a bunch of guys I've never heard of pretty much that he fought. So
he's not ready.
OSP,
and he's upset.
It's surprising for him. It's surprising he's such a favorite for OSP's a legit fighter. So anyways,
yeah, OSP's legit.
Good fight,
but he's been up and down. He's won some, he's lost some. He lost that to Ben Rothwell at heavyweight, but it was a decision, and that was at heavyweight. That was a different deal. I think people are putting a lot of stock in Jamal Hill being undefeated, but if you really look at the fights and you really look at the fighters, yeah, it's a huge step up in competition for Hill, and I don't think he's ready for it. So we all are going with OSP as the underdog right now, sitting at plus 144, and you know the rule.
That means
if all three of us pick an underdog, you got to bet that shit. You got to put money down. AJ, let's go,
bet
baby.
The house.
I mean, that's the parlay. All right, forget about everything else. I mean, I'm going to give you a winner for the main event, and but to me, the parlay is the lock on Vellante and the OSP dog. You put money on that parlay, you are going to cash in on Saturday night. That's the Ringside Report money time. All right, I'm putting money down.
That's money in the bank.
We're all going to put money down on Saturday night on that parlay. I'm probably going to throw my main event pick as well, Marvin Vettori, on that. Marvin Vettori sitting at a minus 145 favorite. Jack Hermansson, plus 118 the dog. I like Vettori in this fight. I think Vettori is younger, stronger. Hermansson is a grappler, but so is Vettori. Vettori is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. He's, I think, just a little bit too athletic for Hermansson, a little bit too strong. And, as far as the striking goes, I don't think either of them are particularly brilliant strikers, but I think Vettori going 3 rounds with Israel Adesanya just a couple years ago, he lost that fight by split decision, by the way. One of those judges thought it went to Vettori, but I watched that fight recently, and I was like, I don't really see how you scored for Vettori. It seemed like it was all Israel. Vettori just got outstruck, by the world champion, Israel Adesanya, and that was 2 years ago. Vettori was 25 years old when he had that fight. He's just 27 years old right now. He's coming into his own. Since he lost to Israel Adesanya, he's won 3 in a row, 2 decisions, and a submission win over Carl Roberson in his last fight. Jack Hermansson is riding a little bit of a win streak as well. He's 32. He submitted Kelvin Gastelum in his last fight. Kelvin Gastelum, though, had lost 2 in a row, and that was his 3rd loss in a row. Hermansson looked good over Jacare when he beat him by decision, but that was like a 40-year-old Jacare who, had been losing some fights, who was not quite the same Jacare. He beat David Branch, but that was like a 38-year-old David Branch who, was on a 3-fight losing streak. Like, the wins on Jack Hermansson's record, yeah, he's beat some guys, but to me, it's not who you beat, it's when you beat them. And to me, Jack Hermansson beat some good guys, but the timing of those wins were not as impressive, not as important, and that TKO loss to Jared Cannonier, very, very important for Jack Hermansson, and definitely, was a big setback for him, and I think very telling. If you get a big, strong, athletic guy like Jared Cannonier, he could put Jack Hermansson into some trouble, and Vettori doesn't quite pack the same power, not quite the same, muscle and size, but similar. And I think, for Hermansson to win this fight, he's going to want to take Vettori to the ground. I think Vittori's probably a better grappler than him, and Vettori wins this fight. Yeah. Either a decision, maybe a submission for Vettori, but I think, I think it's kind of a stalemate on the ground. I don't really think it goes to the ground, to be quite honest. I think both guys, being grapplers, are going to stand up and see what their stand-up skills are like, and I think Vettori, being younger, stronger, a little bit quicker, he's going to get the advantage. I like Vettori for the win. I don't know if he finishes Hermansson. I think Vettori gets a decision win. Sorry.
Right. And that I agree with you, Dave, because you know what? I don't think anyone's going to get the submission here. They're both like submission specialists. I mean, their grappling skills are, really good. I mean, he's got like 6 wins by submission, Hermansson. And the thing is that these guys have known each other since 2016 when they were fighting back in the Venetor Banner League in Italy. So these guys have known each other. And the thing is that, with Hermansson, I mean, the guys had like not the easiest camp because when you got Vettori coming in on a one...
Didn't he say he was hurt, Hermansson? He's got like an injured toe and he's talking about it publicly? It's a little weird.
That I didn't know. I didn't know, but I can tell you one thing is that Vettori's coming in on a 1-week notice, and originally it was supposed to be Darren Till who got injured. Then it was supposed to be Kevin Holland, and then he got COVID. And now he's got Vettori on a 1-week notice. You know what? You're training for, especially a guy like Hermansson, who was really training for Darren Till, because Darren Till is a certain style that you have to really work with. If he's fighting Kevin Holland, you pretty much get a completely different fighter than Darren Till. And then when you're fighting Vettori, who's like 20, he just turned 27. The guy is like super young, and he's got a lot of skill, and he's really becoming, I wouldn't say more experienced would be the word, in the fighting game. And the guy has a lot on him. And even though he's a favorite, at first I was like maybe Hermansson, because the Joker, man, this guy, I like him when he fights. But because he's fighting Vettori, who has really good submission, and it's not going to be, no one's winning the grappling game on this. I think there's going to be a lot of clinching in this fight. I think there's going to be, striking that's going to happen. No one's going to get knocked out because Vettori has never been stopped before. This one's going the distance, and I think it's going to be a Vettori win with decision.
There you go. Italia.
AJ wasn't going to go. AJ wasn't going to go against Italy, so that should be a disclaimer right under the, like as soon as he talks. I'm going to go against Italy. I'm sorry, AJ. I'm going to take Jack Hermansson there.
He's Swiss.
I think he's Swedish, a good fighter.
Swedish, Norwegian,
whatever.
He's not Swiss.
Yeah, Swedish. I Swiss born. That's what I've
Sweden born. Born in Sweden.
I don't really care where he's from. I think he's still a good fighter, and I think he's versatile. Like he could do it on the ground, and he could do it also standing up. Like he has a couple of knockouts in his career. He's fought a lot of good competition, and other than that Cannonier fight, he's been on a very good streak for the past couple of years. So I'm gonna go with Hermansson to get a win. Look, if it doesn't happen, like I wouldn't bet a bunch of money, but if I have to make a pick, which we're doing right now, I'm gonna pick him. I'm going with him, and that's what's going to make the difference. And next week, I'm going to say Fred was right.
Freddie going with Jack Hermansson. AJ and I both going with Vettori, the favorite, by decision. Freddie's going with Hermansson. But I really like the parlay of OSP and John Vellante. Go with that parlay. Like, okay, I think Vettori is a good pick, and I'm probably going to put him on my parlay. But if you want to win some money, I think the OSP and John Vellante double pick there, that's the Ringside Report pick. That's where you go on Saturday.
And you know what, Freddie, you have a point, because Hermansson, like, out of his Like out of 6 out of 7 fights have been by stoppage. So Hermansson has got the capability to knock out Vettori, who only has 2 KOs in his career. But the thing is that when you look at his age and he's just gotten so much better. And you know what? Hermansson is on the top 5, where Vettori, I think, is like ranked 13 or something like that. Vettori really needs this win, and he said it. This is the fight that's going to change his career, and he's absolutely right. He needs this win to get on the top 10 and get a chance to go for gold. And you know what? There's a lot of drive on the guy, a lot of less pressure. He's coming in 1 week into this fight, one week notice. There's always like less pressure for a fighter to come in. But you know what? This guy's hungry, and this is his time. But I'm still going with Vettori. Nothing to do with Italy, man. I was really going with Hermansson in the beginning, and then I thought it through and I researched it. I did the Dave thing, and I said, you know what? He's a favorite, and I think he's a favorite for a reason.
I watched a few Vettori fights this week. I watched a few Hermansson fights, and I just liked what I saw from Vettori physically. Both of these guys primarily like to grapple, but physically, it's really hard to grapple a guy that's when your skills are roughly the same, it's really hard to take a guy down and control him that's so much bigger and stronger and younger than you. That athleticism, it doesn't mean everything. But when everything else is the same, well, yeah, it's going to play a big factor. So I like the look of Vettori. He's big, he's strong. I think he's just a little bit stronger in the strength department. A little bit, and the intangibles there in the fight are going to play in Vettori's favor. But yeah, those are the fights coming up Saturday night. I look forward to them. I look forward to making more money off the UFC. We're going to keep giving you picks,
you know what?
Keep making money.
Look, even if you go with the parlay with, like you said, with Vellante, and you go with OSP, and you take, Freddie, and you take Vettori, you go with like that 3-card parlay, I think it's going to pay pretty good. If Vettori pulls it off, which I think he will. But you know what? It's a good card to bet.
Yeah, I think so. We could check the odds. I mean, if you put let's see, parlay. Say we put how much are we putting? How much are we putting down? Let's say we put $10 on
$10.
$10 on Vettori, OSP, and Vellante at Bet99. $10 wins you $61. Plus 510.
Awesome, man.
It's not bad.
That's a good return. That's a really nice return, man.
Bet99.com.
So,
use
like,
the promo
take your
code
kids'
Ringside.
Christmas money. Listen, take your kids' Christmas money and
take
put
it
it
easy.
in.
Don't gamble your kids' Christmas money, all right? If you got a little extra pocket change, have a little fun with the UFC on a Saturday night. But if it's, between a Merry Christmas,
gift.
If Marvin Vettori is, whether you have a Merry Christmas or not, like maybe stay away and just go to Toys R Us instead. Okay? Okay. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate you big time. Thank you to AJ and Freddie, of course, my guys, my main guys. Follow Freddie at Freddie MMA on Twitter. Follow AJ on Twitter and Instagram at Dan E. Bruck. And follow me at Dave Simon MMA on Twitter, Instagram, and all those things. RingsideReport.net is our website. And don't forget to check us out tomorrow night right after SmackDown. We will talk about everything in professional wrestling, wrestling uncensored, every Friday night, 10 p.m., right after WWE SmackDown. And we'll also talk about AEW, a new AEW World's Champion, Kenny Omega, and he's headed to Impact Wrestling? What? We'll talk about that tomorrow night on Wrestling Uncensored. I am excited to talk some pro wrestling. I want to start right now. I'm just hyped after Dynamite last night. Sting? Sting was on Dynamite? He's 61. Oh, my God. We'll talk about that tomorrow night on Wrestling Uncensored. For Freddie and AJ, I'm Dave. This has been Ringside Report MMA. Thanks, everybody. See you next week, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Ringside Report. Bye.